let's talk about this.
Mhm.
You sent me a topic too. Let me bring up that tweet.
Yeah, Grum's
V
made a tweet about this that IGN France dude
Yeah,
just
well,
had a giant meltdown
yeah,
about this game is literally gonna kill women.
women are going to die. Yeah, this part of the story is insane. So for those of you who are, for those of you watching at home, Stellar Blade is a video game that is we don't even know how good or bad it is. At best, we can assume
Right.
it's above average based
Uh-huh.
on some early gameplay. IGN France had a absolute meltdown about it, saying, "Oh, the woman in this video game isn't even based on it's like an incels fantasy about what women look like." They printed this, and turns out it's a one-to-one body scan of an actual woman,
Mhm.
and, the art designer on the game is another woman. Um, so
One of the
essentially
dude's wives, yeah, and she's a really beautiful woman, and she's character designer.
yeah, character designer, beautiful woman, one-to-one scan, essentially not an incel drawing, Tiggle biddies because he's never seen a real woman, which is essentially what IGN France said.
Mhm.
Fast forward to, I don't know, what, a couple days later, a day or 2 later, and essentially IGN
Yeah.
International, says, "Ah, nah, dude. Here's what probably happened." You tell me what you think, Mel.
Mhm.
Is it Step Up Games?
Step Up
Whoever
Games, yep.
Yeah, Step Up Games produces the game. It's really the only big PlayStation game this year. I mean,
Mhm.
it's the biggest PlayStation 5 game in a long time. And by the way, Sony PlayStation has not had, other than Final Fantasy, a single console selling game that I can think of.
Right.
I don't know what the real numbers are or the numbers of people that actually turn their PS5s on every day as a PS5 owner. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm a PC gamer. I don't do the console war thing. Just get whatever you like. Um, but this is a really important title for Sony. So I think Sony, Step Up Games or whatever was like, "Yo,
Yep.
no. Do you want another exclusive?" Because that's how it works, right? Do you want
Mhm.
another exclusive? Do you want early access to our DLC? Do you want any PlayStation love ever again? Okay, well, you gotta fix this. I assume that's what they did.
Probably, I mean, yeah.
That's how that stuff I mean, that's how that stuff works. Like, I don't know, it's access journalism.
It is.
IGN, the only reason that these sites exist, IGN, Kotaku, so on, is because they get early access, and it's a quid pro quo
Yep.
agreement where I mean, for forever, it's like, well, don't say our games are terrible, and we'll give you
Mhm.
early access, which means you're going to be the only place with gameplay footage 2 months before it comes out. You're going to be the only place that has a playthrough. You're the only place. That's the trade. You give us positive press, wink, wink, wink. We'll give you
Mhm.
early access, wink, wink, wink. That's why IGN exists. That's why Kotaku exists.
And I
That's why
think
Polygon
it's
exists.
only a matter of time before even IGN I'd be surprised if IGN can still maintain for a very long time because there's just not so much a need for these journalist outlets anymore. First of all, because these websites are hiring activists over actual, people who are gamers and who want to work in this industry. And so you have them inserting their ideologies and all of that instead of just talking about games and having a passion for the games themselves. And then with what you just mentioned and everything with okay, wink wink, give us a good review here. Then it's just shady. It's not authentic. And whenever you have access to a bunch of streamers and content creators who are genuinely super fans of this stuff because you can find any niche anywhere like on YouTube and all that
Mhm.
of, oh wow, okay, wait, this guy is the MMO expert. So when it comes to MMOs, I'm going to go to his channel or this, that, or the other. So why would you want to read something from IGN that just hires a bunch of activists when you can hop on YouTube and find a super fan who will give their genuine opinions? So right now it's like, okay, they have a little bit of an advantage there with having access and
Mhm.
all of that because of how that goes. But even so, people are willing to wait for an authentic review. Critical Drinker, he does his movie reviews later than a lot of people,
Yeah,
but
he
he's
doesn't put him out a
still
week ahead. Like Jeremy Yans,
yeah.
I don't think Jeremy Yans or Johns, I don't think he's a shill, but he gets in early. He's in the industry. I wait for
Mhm.
Drinker.
Yep.
There was a time when I trusted Angry Joe, and I would be like, I'm not going to pre-order the
Mm.
game until I hear from Angry Joe. Those days are
Right.
gone.
Yeah.
But there are other video game reviewers that like I trust,
Mhm.
and the you're 100% right. I have no clue why IGN, how IGN even exists.
Yep.
When you look at places like Kotaku, they have like 7 staff. They have nobody,
Mhm.
and a YouTuber can fire up a webcam and get way more views and way
Yep.
more good nature. And the thing is, like, when you're a content creator, for example, like we both are more commentators for the
Mhm.
most part,
Right.
and but people know that we're authentic. And
Mhm.
so if this was an IGN stream, they couldn't go, "Hey guys, if you like
Yeah.
what we're doing, please join as a member. It's $5 a month." And people would laugh at IGN. But like
Yep.
YouTubers, content creators, they can do that and they can build a model to where they can sustain themselves. Here you have IGN editor in chief, by the way. This is like top banana at this
Mhm.
company. Um, Oh, yeah, look at all the companies. Giant Bomb went belly up. Escapist
Oh,
is basically
yeah.
belly up. There's no way Kotaku makes it through 2024. I
They
guarantee it. It'll
won't.
be sold
There's
off.
no way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no way. Vice went belly up. I mean,
Mhm.
the so this is the IGN editor in chief, loosely translated,
Yes.
talking about Stellar Blade. In a so they said this in, I don't know if this was in the comment section or
Yeah, it looked like a
what is.
forum post or
Yeah, it looks like a forum post. It might
mhm.
actually be Reset Era because it's got that purple arrow, which would make
Mhm.
sense, but it might be in the IGN one. So this is what the editor in chief said about A Beautiful Woman and how it affects women. Yes, no problem. Go tell to the women who are hit, killed, denigrated, who end their own lives because they cannot live up to the fictional standards expected by men.
It's like, can you just tell us one case that this
Give me
happened?
one example.
Just
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, and can they even define what a woman is? And like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe, by the way, who uses filters that create
Mhm.
unrealistic standards? That's women. Not that,
Yes,
like
it's
women
true.
want women use them, women consume them, all this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so then the problem is not sexy design itself, except for it sucks compared to others, but hey, that doesn't matter. But the percentage of males who will only want this type of fictional body in reality, obviously, we understand that this does not shock people. Well,
That makes
yo,
no sense too, because like anybody who touches grass knows the difference. So if there were any of these guys who are like, wait a minute, no, I'm gonna pass on this real
yeah,
woman. I don't want Jessica Alba. She doesn't look like this character to me.
ew,
Gross. Like those are usually the basement dwellers anyway. They're not gonna be, it's not a loss for anybody if
yeah,
even then I think that's probably super rare. That's
it
this just
happens, it
isn't a
happens, yeah.
yeah.
The it's like saying you can't quit, you can't fire me, I quit. Like, you were never competing for that chick in the first place, and,
Right.
like, the idea that, like, um, you know, wha I don't know if this is a man or a woman. Do you know
He's
if
a
it's a.
man.
Oh
That's
my
what's crazy.
god.
It's like it's a man saying all this stuff and okay, you're going to speak on this issue for women. Can you just look and see how girls who play video games how we like playing as beautiful female characters?
This comes across as like, "I hope she sees this, bro."
It
Like,
does.
what is this? And, like, yeah, like, it's literally, I mean, the game is literally killing people, and it's so crazy that in 2000 and current year, we're still having this argument, and what's even more crazy is that this is a real woman. It's a
I
real
know.
woman.
And not only that, but when you look at the character model, used to they would argue about stuff like, "Oh, but if a woman tried to look like that, she would have to starve herself and all this stuff." They
Yeah.
made her, like, have a healthy amount of body fat on her. She's, especially on her thighs and butt, like, she's a little thick. So, she isn't even pushing an unhealthy standard or anything like that. But also
That's my only
stylized is
complaint,
fun.
is when
Yeah,
they're super thin and they have a huge chest. I know that that is unrealistic. Like,
right.
as like, that you can make the argument. Yes, there are very few that exist. There are some that exist, but,
Mhm,
like, generally, if you're gonna be curvy, you're gonna be curvy. And,
mhm.
like, this character is curvy,
She is,
thick,
yep.
a little, with 3 C's, maybe just 2. But, like, the idea that, like, who is this for, bro? Like, and then he's like, and then he continues, not necessarily a specific designer or the game director. This is obvious to anyone who knows a little French. Only has the impact because a good portion of gamers have become too fragile to due to being fed the patriarchy. Is this 2014?
I swear, it's like, there is not much more beta than a dude speaking out against the patriarchy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Somebody in chat said Pam Anderson in the '90s. No, because those are fake.
Right,
I'm talking about, yeah,
exactly.
Pam Anderson had fake. She's what famously had implants. You could make the argument if you really want to, like Dolly Parton. You could
Mhm,
that'd be like a example of somebody who is very top heavy, but also not very curvy. But
mhm.
the Dolly Parton. There's probably a newer example out there, but I'm old. So like the the idea that this game continues to be like, I don't understand why. Like, I guess if I'm Stellar Blade, I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah, 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 keep
For
talking
real.
about it. The game doesn't come out for another 3 weeks. They're gonna have to keep this outrage cooking.
I know, because it's doing nothing but helping the game. But what I really like about it is that the creator wanted to make a game that's fun. And he even said, hey, I want gamers to look at this as a fun action game and not as just, he even mentioned how, oh, in a lot of Western entertainment, they're so focused on diversity and this, that, and the other, and inserting issues into their games and the way that he said it was
Yeah.
just, "This is a video game. This is
I can
supposed to
only
be
buy
fun."
it so hard, man. Come on. Like,
I
stop
know.
digging. You've struck oil. Like,
And
that's
then
the
there's
thing.
also there's gonna be there's like a new game plus, and there's going to be unlockable outfits and stuff, just like old classic games to where it's just like, you don't have to buy, like, no microtransactions. You don't have to buy all this stuff. It's just all available in the game for you to unlock.
That's crazy.
Amazing.